Hey sea friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lavie Finster and today I'm diving into the creation process of this tail I crafted for my friend for Texas Furry Fiesta. Spoiler, it's my first dive into tail making. Here is my friend's reference picture that they drew of their fursona, which is an African spotted dog named Moonset. Let's start off with the supplies. I got this tan, white, and black fur from Amazon, links down below. I got this upholstery foam from Home Depot. I got these EVA mats from Walmart. There are some people that can make these patterns from scratch, but I'm not quite there yet. So I found the perfect pattern on Etsy by Pinka's Crafty Cottage, printed it out, and taped it together to create one large pattern. I sketched where each of the fur colors were going to be, then cut the paper. I then marked each one to know which color was going to be each piece. Next, I tackled the foam. Using an electric bread cutter, a tip I picked up from Nefertiti, I sliced through the foam. While it was a bit tricky at first, it beats using scissors any day. I then attempt to clean up the edges with scissors. I think it came out okay, but it could have been better. I then clean up all my foam scraps. Would have been better if I used a vacuum or something, but it's fine. I start tracing each piece of the pattern onto the fur. I start with the black color. In this video, I forgot the seam allowance and went back and did it, but in the other videos I did record, I did include me trying to make the seam allowance. Cutting the fur at an angle, I crafted 2 of each section for both sides of the tail. For the seam allowance, I do use 2 Sharpies. It was a hack I saw where you can put 2 together and then trace around the pattern. This will give you a 1/4 inch of seam allowance around the whole piece. So I pretty much repeat this for the tan and the white pieces. When I finish cutting out all the pieces, I use the wire pet chrome that I got from Walmart, and I brush each piece to prevent tangles and remove any loose fur strands.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons.
Mapping out where each piece would be sewn, I use clips to hold the fur together, which is way easier than using pins. With a walking foot on my sewing machine, I start with a straight stitch, then reinforce it with a zigzag stitch for stability.
Ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees.
Once both sides are sewn, I line them up, clip around the edges, and sew the entire tail together with both a straight and zigzag stitch. After this, I flip the tail inside out, and then I brush it again before inserting the foam. I actually had to shave off excess foam for a better fit, but be warned, fur does not stretch. After adding some polyfill for extra volume, I brushed and I brushed and I brushed some more. Seriously, who knew fur required this much maintenance? To add stability to where the tail was going to be against the body, I cut the EVA foam mat to fit the tail's diameter and then inserted it into the top of the tail.
I got you, you got me.
After some trials with the straps breaking, I had to improvise with scrap fabric, which I attached it to another piece of fabric with a satin stitch.
Dragons at the gate, they won't stop us getting to the top. Flying into space like a rocket, never giving up.
Covering the open end with the fabric and the foam, I had to whip stitch it closed.
Now you're here, the journey's uncharted, everything will change. You know we rule the world, you know we rule the world. Rule the world, you know we rule the world. Thunder crashing as we're breaking down the wall.
Here is the tail before I give it one final brush.
I got you, you got me. Rainbow crossing as we're heading for the sun.
And I brushed, and I brushed, and I brushed.
You got me. Dragons at the gate, they won't stop.
And voila, the tail is complete. Here are some shots of my friend Milo modeling it. I had a whale of a time making this, and I'm excited to share more fursuit related content with you all. See you in the next video, and remember, stay fantastic.